Good evening. Welcome to the April 14th regular council meeting. I'll call the meeting to order at 7 o'clock. Not sure why there's all the feedback. We have an agenda. Are there any additions or deletions to the agenda? Hearing none, someone prepared to move the agenda? Councillor Anderson, all in favor?
Aye.
Carried. We have no delegations, so we have the minutes from the March 24th regular council meeting. Any errors, omissions, changes? I have one under 8.2. I don't believe anyone called for a recorded vote, so the opposed line should be deleted. Votes of council should only be noted as if someone asks for a recorded vote. Okay. Nobody else? Someone prepared to move the minutes as amended? Councillor Welke, all in favor? Carried. I don't believe we've received a mayor's report, have we? Council committee reports. I guess I'll go first. March 26th attended the Mackenzie Regional Waste Management Committee meeting. Plans are proceeding with the expansion area for our new industrial cell. Later that same day, I also attended the Ready board meeting, and the Ready AGM is this Wednesday at 6 o'clock. Any questions? Councillor Anderson.
Excuse me, March 27th, I attended a CEC meeting at the college. They're, I guess, doing all right over there. They have about 64 students online or in person. They're looking at putting on a bear readiness course here this summer, but we'll see whether that bears fruition or not. April 2nd, I attended an IMPC meeting, Intermunicipal Planning Commission, where the municipality, Mackenzie County, sold a parcel of land to one of their residents, and they just needed approval to make it go through. And then also on April 2nd, I also attended the Golden Range Society meeting. That's all I have.
Thank you. Any questions? Councillor Jesselman.
I have nothing to report at this time.
Councillor Lambert.
On April 26th, or not April, sorry, March 26th, I also attended the Ready Board meeting, and then on April 1st attended a Chamber of Commerce meeting, just as our final plans for the upcoming trade show, and then getting ready for our next Business After 5. I wasn't able to attend, but from what I hear, we had a lot of more new faces there, and it was well attended. So we're going to keep going with that after the progress we've been making. But yeah, with the trade show, good news. We only have 4 or 5 booths left to sell. So it's been a really, really good turnout so far. So if anyone else that's listening that wants to get in on it, we have a couple left to spare. So yeah, that's all I have to report.
Any questions? Councillor Lieberman.
I also attended the Mackenzie Regional Waste Commission meeting on the 26th, and then I had the High Level Library Board on the 27th. We finally got all of our finances put away for 2023 and 2024 for the library. So we actually received our grant funding from the Alberta government this year, so that's great. Lots of plans going forward for the summer for programming, so stay tuned, and if you're not following our pages, please do. And that's all I have to report.
Any questions? Councillor Welke.
I believe it was April 8th, last Tuesday, the mixer. Yeah, I have no meetings, but I did attend the High Level Chamber of Commerce mixer at the Eagle Restaurant on the 8th, and like the first one, well attended, a lot of new people out, and just a really great place to network with other businesses in town. So it seems like it will be a very beneficial recurring event for the chamber and for the community, and that's all I have.
When's the next one?
We're gonna try with the,
Microphone?
sorry, not confirmed yet, but we're gonna try and stick with the second Tuesday every month and go from there and see how it works with attendance.
Perfect.
I think maybe there was mention that they'd take May off because of
Because of the trade show.
trade show,
Yeah.
and then resume again in June.
Is there a possibility, once you know what the schedule is, to let Mr. Schnarr know so we can update the town's website?
Yeah, well, once,
Calendar?
going forward, we'll probably create a calendar, then have it updated for the rest of the year.
Perfect. Any other questions? Someone prepared to move those reports for information? Councillor Welke, all in favor? Carried. CAO report.
Good evening, Your Worship and Council. Since December 2024, I have been collaborating with my team to develop a budget book designed to help our community navigate financial information in a clear and accessible way. I am pleased to share that we successfully brought this project to life and presented the budget book to the community on March 27, 2025. I am deeply grateful to my team and our external consultants to their dedication and hard work on this project. I also continue to work closely with staff, consultants to finalize the 2023 and 2024 year-end processes, along with our asset retirement obligation report. Completing the audits for both years is crucial to meeting statutory requirements and gaining access to the capital funds for 2023, 2024, and 2025, which the province has withheld due to non-compliance with financial reporting. I also continue to collaborate with the returning officer to initiate preparations for 2025 municipal election. And in the last couple weeks, I've also met with members of the public who requested to meet with me to share their concerns on various issues important to them. And HR matters continue to consume a significant portion of my time, and I welcome any questions.
Have we had many applicants for the CFO position, or qualified applicants? Are there any interviews scheduled, or?
I can give council an update in an in-camera session.
Any other questions for the CAO? Councillor Lebron?
I just had a, did we hear anything back from Myron on our update with the multiplex?
Through your worship, we are putting together a list of projects with the multiplex being one of them and bring it back to council. So we are working on it, and then during the in-camera session, I can provide some updates.
Any other questions? Someone prepared to move that report for information? Councillor Lebron, all in favor? Carried. Subdivision and Development Authority bylaw.
Good evening. So this bylaw is really designed just to consolidate the two separate subdivision authority bylaw and development authority bylaw. They were passed at different times and provide generally consistent but somewhat differing guidelines and regulations and policies for the subdivision authority and development authority. And so the goal is just to bring both of those under one bylaw so that each authority is being given consistent direction. And then there's some cleaning up of language, also a clarification on how the CAO may designate subdivision authority and development authority. It's a common thing across other municipalities, but isn't specifically outlined within our bylaw. So it just formalizes that. And there's a couple other minor benefits to it, but generally speaking, the goal is just to bring both of them together and clean them up. So
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions? Someone prepared to move first reading? Councillor Lieberman, all in favor? Carried. Someone prepared to move second reading? Councillor Lambert, all in favor? Carried. Someone prepared to move unanimous consent? Councillor Welke, all in favor? Carried unanimously. And is someone prepared to move third reading? Councillor Anderson, all in favor? Carried. Our branding options update.
good evening again. So at the previous council meeting, council asked administration to bring back the second logo option to the consultant for them to develop a few more color palette options, icon options, and then come back with those options today. So in the attachment, you'll be able to find 5 color options and 4 different icon options. And the goal today is to have council choose one color palette and one icon option, or to choose to not move forward with the rebranding. Just as a reminder for council from the previous meeting, that the goal was to bring some more color back into the logo options, and then also bring some options for the Raven to swap out the Caribou design. The Caribou design was originally designed and incorporated to speak to kind of the hunting and trapping aspects of the town and the history there. Swapping that out for Raven would generally more speak to the natural value of the community and acknowledgement of the sheer number of ravens that we have in town, and some other things as well. But there would be a slight design departure there, but ultimately up for council to decide. If council does decide to go with a color palette and an icon option and move forward with a new official logo, then we recommend holding off on an official launch until August 1st, just to allow us to make all of the changes that we would need to and roll them out at once, rather than doing it kind of piecemeal. Alternatively, if council wants to roll it out ASAP, we could do that as well. It would just be kind of a staggered approach to doing that. And then if we do wait until August 1st, there will inevitably be some things past August 1st that we would still need to make changes to, but at least giving us as administration a couple months to make the most visible changes would allow us to move forward kind of a cohesive way. So, thank you.
Thank you. So does council want to talk about colors or icons first? Pardon me? Colors. All right, Councillor Anderson, what's your top 2?
Excuse me, 3 and 4.
Councillor Lambert?
My top 2, my first one would be color palette number 4. Definitely like the different, or the brightness there that the yellow offers. I would like to see a bit of those changed around. I mean, I don't think having the green where the fire symbol is makes much sense. Maybe it should be moved where the tree is. Second one would be number 2. Again, seeing those colors maybe moved around a little bit. It's a little too dark.
Councillor Welke?
my first choice is color palette 4. I agree with what Councillor Lambert is saying. I perhaps would like to see the red option in there that's part of that palette anyways, in the logo. And yeah, maybe a little more logic in, oh, I guess we'll be talking about the icons anyways after. My second choice, kind of hard pressed to have a second choice. So if that holds any weight,
Okay.
only number 4 is the one that I like.
Councillor Lieberman?
My two choices were this number 1 and number 4. I do agree with number 4 with what the previous two were saying. Just we need to move some of the colors around. And yeah, those were my two.
Counselor Jessamine,
4 and 1.
and mine, I guess I should have written them down. Two and 4. So I would think that the consensus would be number 4. If we weighted them all with, say, 2 votes for first place and 1 vote for second, number 4 is the overwhelming selection. I do agree in number 4, perhaps switching out the red for the green. Green on natural gas probably doesn't go well, but what does everyone think?
I agree that the natural gas should be red, representing fire or whatever, and the blue where the tree is should probably be green.
All right, and we'll move to icons. First, we'll go with the gas symbol up in the top left. B1 or B2, Councillor Anderson?
B1,
Okay. Councillor Lambert?
I would go with B2, just reasoning behind it, just the rest of the icons all are rather similar, whereas when you go look at the B1, sorry, did I say B2 or B1?
You said B2.
Yeah, B2, okay, yeah. B1 just seems very full, and the other ones are all almost like an outline, so it just kind of looks a little funny when you have that one icon that looks like that.
Councillor Welke?
B1.
Councillor Lieberman?
B2.
Councillor Jessamine? Can't hear you. It looks like you're saying B2, but we can't hear
Oh,
you.
sorry. Yeah, sorry. B2. Yeah.
I would be B1, and the reason for that is it looks more like a flame than the other. And when you put it in the symbol, it's pointing to the outside and not to the middle, with sort of the natural flow of the circle was sort of my reasoning. But we have a tie.
I'll break the
If-
tie.
Okay,
If it was flipped around, for your reasoning, would you go with B2? If it was just mirrored?
If you look at icon option 4,
They do it that way in the layouts. In option 4,
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't mind that in option
Yeah.
4.
I like that one too.
Okay. So the flame in option 4, everyone's good with?
sure.
Councillor Anderson shaking his
I
head.
still like 1 better, but it's okay.
Is there any possibility that the outline could be interpreted as something else other than a flame? I'm just asking, like,
I mean, my understanding behind it was, with the other one, no one was sure if it was an oil drop before or if it was a flame in the last logo. Again, there's not much oil and gas activity up here. I'm not sure who said it before, but I do like the idea with it being a flame because it almost shows, some resiliency to wildfire and things like that, right? It can tie into both. So I do
I
like
think we
that.
want wildfire in our, perhaps Councillor Jessamine would like that.
We have them every year.
Okay. All right, and then the the upper rate, A1 or A2? Counselor Anderson?
I'm going to A1 because I'm not a fan of ravens,
Okay.
and I do not think they give the town a very good image.
I think raven is one of the big symbols of Yellowknife, but Counselor Lambert,
I've also heard that comment that the Raven is more, I guess, looks more like, similar to what the Territories has to offer, right, or what they go off of, so I would be with A1 as well. I also had another comment from someone saying that the Raven looked more like a seagull, and they weren't very happy with that.
Counselor Welke,
I like the Raven, A2.
Counselor Lieberman,
A2 as well.
Counselor Jesserman,
A1,
and I'm A2. I get what the mayor's saying, that, you know, it brings in the First Nations component, all of the rest. My first impression was it looked more like an eagle, just with the shape of the beak. I know ravens do have that little, but it's not quite so pronounced, but. So once again, we have a tie.
is there any way we could get them to rework it? I agree with your comments, Boyd. It doesn't look like a raven. Is there a way that we could get it reworked?
We can certainly ask.
Thanks for the question. We could definitely bring it back to the consultant. If we do bring it back, it does delay the project and the wayfinding signage project. And the wayfinding signage project is getting relatively close to needing a design to move forward with. But if we need to push it, we probably could do that.
Or is someone, Councillor Lambert?
I was just gonna say, if I may, I thought we talked about it last meeting, that if we knew what logo we're going with, we just need to decide on colors. So could the wayfinding strategist just use what we're looking into and then go from there, and then we can make the minor tweaks from there?
Yeah, that would definitely be an option. There will be an aspect of public engagement with that project where they will be showing what the signs will be looking like to the public. So it might just be an outdated version that needs to be updated that the public may see, but the signage project is designed to be able to kind of morph and change as we need. It won't be a static document, so it's probably not a big deal if one icon changes slightly.
Thank you.
To get a quick turnaround, would it be possible, and I know we're not supposed to pass resolutions at Committee of the Whole, but we do have a Committee of the Whole meeting next Tuesday. If we had some options that council could do a rise and report, and at least you'd have your decision then.
Yeah, that would probably work, and we could just move forward with whatever the Committee of the Whole recommended as kind of what we're expecting will be passed. And then if we need to, we can always revert, but that would give us the direction we need.
Okay. So I think the direction is version 4, changing the symbol for the gas and the color, background color, to red. And then the only would be what's going in the top right, so it's fairly limited. And I guess we could look at the option with the green with the tree, although I like the dark blue myself. But I guess we could get a couple of different color palettes to look at those two corners. Does everyone agree with that? Someone prepared to move that? Councillor Lambert, all in favor? Carried. The appointment of a substitute returning officer.
Through your worship, at the regular open council meeting held March 10th, council appointed the returning officer, Debbie McCann, for the upcoming election, and to ensure if there's unforeseen circumstances such an illness or other emergency that could impede her from perform her duties, I'm bringing forward an appointment of a substitute election returning officer, sorry, and which we discussed and selected Jenna Ray Clark. And so before you, there was a recommendation to appoint her as a substitute returning officer.
Any questions from council? Someone prepared to move to appoint Director Clark as the substitute? Councillor Lieberman, all in favor? Carried. Congratulations. Correspondence for action, the Apex Utilities.
Through your worship, I do not have an update at this time, and I would like to let council know that we don't have internal capacity to give you an answer, so I will have to bring this back at a future meeting.
Right. I'd sent an email seeing if we had had any progress on potentially getting an acquisition cost, and it's just been outside the scope of administration's capacity right now. How long do you think you would need? Do you want to put this over to the first meeting in May or to a committee of the whole?
At this point, your worship, I cannot give you a date, and I will give you some updates in an in-camera session, but I intend to, as soon as I know more, make a plan and bring it back for council's consideration. The agreement is to expire at the end of September, and until then, way before then, I would like to bring forward a plan.
We'll need a clear plan long before then if we're going the other way, so.
Well, through your worship, yes, I think the main thing right now is know where our financial status is at, which I do not know. And then once I know that, it will be a lot easier.
Okay. Someone prepared to move to table this for now? I'll move to table it. Councillor Anderson, all in favor? Carried. Alberta municipalities responding to Bill 50. So I think this is just for information, is it not? All right, someone prepared to move that as information? Councillor Lambert, all in favor? Carried. The other items for information, the letter from the Minister of Municipal Affairs and the updates on the Mascot Medical Center, and then the RCMP statistics. Does anyone have any questions on those? Someone prepared to move them for information? Thank you. Councillor Welke, all in favor? Carried. Question period. Any questions from the gallery? No? All right. That brings to a close the public portion of the meeting. Is there a motion to move in camera? Councillor Lieberman, all in favor? Enjoy the rest of your evening. Thanks for tuning in. Good night.